Hello, friends. Welcome to the Career Guru Podcast. I am your host, Steve Yanofsky. What a glorious day it is to start your path on a new career. Doors are opening here at the Boston Career Institute even as we speak. And I'm here holding the key for you. So tune in, stay sharp, and enjoy yourself. This is going to be great. Hashtag Let's Career Up.
Greetings, my friends. Conversationalists, thrill seekers, career gurus, aspiring career gurus, everyone across the fruited plain. The fruited plain, of course, being a reference to the United States of America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, and all that other stuff that we know and love. It is I, your career guru, reaching out to you once again across the magical waves of the internet to bring you yet another installment of our glorious Career Guru podcast. I'm giving myself yet another shameless plug. We're broadcasting today from our luxurious studios at the Boston Career Institute, BCI as we call it affectionately, which is currently undergoing its accreditation component, or rather reaccreditation component, which is a lot of fun for the Career Guru because Career Guru is stuck all day doing compliance-related work, and let me tell you something, I don't like it. But, all work out there is compliance-related work, and what compliance means in most cases, if you didn't write it down, you didn't do it. Well, enough about me, enough about accreditation, credentialing, and compliance. Today, I want to capitalize on our very popular series on public speaking or speaking with confidence. But today, I'd like to sort of broach a slightly different subject within the scope of our conversation, and specifically focusing on confidence. There's a lot of people who are afraid to do things until they're completely and totally ready and they're confident to do something. And, it's a problem because in most cases, we're never 100% ready. I'll give you a few examples. There's plenty of people walking around today saying, geez, I'm not ready to get married. I mean, what the heck does that mean? Or we're married, but we don't have any children because I'm just not ready. I'm not confident that we have enough money. Well, geez, I knew people who had some great ideas about starting up a business. They went through all the steps. They wanted to sell stuff on internet before it was a really popular thing to do. When eBay was still young, they had this idea to sell interesting, hard-to-find merchandise that some people really wanted badly. And they got, some merchandising rights. They purchased stuff that they wanted to sell. They got themselves a beautiful logo made by an artist who specializes in building logos to make a brand for themselves. They went through all the steps except actually selling the merchandise because they felt that they weren't ready to do so. They weren't confident that they had done everything humanly possible. On the same token, I saw people who didn't go through the same level of preparation. They didn't have any logos. They didn't have any branded packaging. They didn't have this and they didn't have that. They just had that stuff and they say on eBay, hey, I'm selling this. Let's go. And guess what? They're in business. Why? Wasn't about confidence. It was about a firm belief that they needed to make money. Now, in our case today, this is just a few things, and I'm sure a lot of you within the sound of my voice are thinking this through right now, saying, geez, yeah, that sounds like me, or I'm not going to apply for this job because I don't feel that I am ready. I'm not confident in my skills. I think I need to go back to school, or I need to spend more time in school. I have people like that all the time, all the time. And it's like they're attending some of my classes, and I feel like they want to go for their PhD by spending 6 years with me until they're completely and totally confident and ready to go. Friends, it doesn't work. Confidence, my friends, is overrated. I'm not saying you shouldn't be confident, by the way. I'm just saying that it's just slightly overrated. And there is a back channel to people who don't feel confident, and that is authority. You see, unlike confidence, which is a feeling, authority is a skill, and it is something you can use even when you are nervous and not so confident. What did it take for me to come out today and talk to you across these magical waves of the internet? Some people are shocked to know that there may be thousands of you listening out there, and there are. And I'm sitting here in my luxurious studio. Well, not really so much. It's my office and also my classroom, but I feel pretty comfortable here. And I'm feeling very authoritative in my chair. I may not be confident in many different things, but I feel a sense of authority. See, most people think that they need to feel confident before they speak. But in reality, the people who perform at really high levels, especially in healthcare and education and in leadership, don't wait for confidence. They don't. They act with structure, clarity first, and then, only then, confidence follows. See? So here's the truth, friends. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll miss the boat. You will miss that moment. In professional environments, friends, hesitation can quickly be interpreted as uncertainty. Think of what I'm saying. In professional environments, hesitation can quickly be interpreted as uncertainty. Whether you're leading a meeting, teaching a class, or addressing a process issue, your delivery matters just as much as your content. Think about what I just said. Back in the day, there was this comedian, and maybe you've seen him. His name is Billy Crystal. He's old by now, but he starred in a few movies and so on and so forth. And he was a good stand-up act and so on and so forth. And he had a crazy song in the 80s, I think, or early 90s. Baby, it's not how you look, it's how you feel. And baby, no, it's not how you feel, it's how you look. And you look marvelous. So, yeah, sounding marvelous is key. Being able to deliver a topic with authority actually comes across as confidence. We rely for authority on 4 pillars on which they stand. Here they are, the pillars: structure, pace of your speech, sound of your voice, and elimination of what we call soft language. And I'll explain what all those things are. Let's start with the first thing that I mentioned, which is structure. Structure beats emotion. Confident people speak with a lot of passion and emotion. Authoritative people speak through structure. Keep it simple. You know, the old KISS formula: keep it simple, stupid. Right? Keep it simple. Use a simple framework to your delivery. deliver your point, explain why, and outline action. What does that mean? What is point? Well, basically, what are you saying? Be on point. Don't ramble. Explain why. Why does it matter? Why does what you're saying actually matter? And especially, why does it matter to people who are listening to you? Because they don't really care why it matters to you. They care what matters to them. And then action in the end. What needs to happen next? You have to be clear about these things. That's the framework, my friends. That is the framework, structure, not emotion, not this level of confidence, but structure. Be on point. What you're saying, deliver what you're saying. Why? Why does it matter to your listeners? And what action needs to happen next? That's what you need to do. The next pillar, as I explained it, is this: the pace and, more importantly, the pauses in your conversation to accentuate what you're saying. Don't talk fast. Slow it down. You know what they say about people who are fast talkers? They're lying. And not only are they lying, but they're trying to cover up their uncertainty by speaking fast, thinking that people will just not hear what they're saying and just move on. But people are pretty smart, and they don't have to dismiss what you're saying. They don't like fast talkers. I know when somebody begins to talk fast that they want me to miss something. Slow it down. Slow it down. Use intentional pauses. Stop. I just said something important. Pause. A pause shows control, and it allows your message to land. The previous pillar that I discussed, to be on point, the structure. What are you saying? Say it. Pause it. Regroup. Issue the next statement. Why? Why does it matter to you? Why is it important to you, my listener? Pause. And now what needs to happen next? Each one accentuates the most important components of what we're discussing here. Next pillar is to basically lower your tone. Not so they can't hear you, but you don't have to yell and scream. You don't need to be louder than anyone else. You just need to be more grounded, more authoritative. A slightly lower, steady, and deliberate tone shows authority and your full command and control over the subject matter and your listeners. Last pillar, number 4. Eliminate soft language. What does that mean? Say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't beat around the bush. Don't dance around the issues hoping not to offend anyone. If you mean to say something, say it. You can't use uncertain phrasing. You can't use words that mean nothing to no one. I think maybe, I don't know, I just wanted to. No. Instead of I think maybe, how about you say something like, hey, based on our policy here, this is what needs to be done. Not like I want you to do this. No. But based on our policy, based on established standards, based on what I heard from my mommy. It doesn't really what it is. You know what I mean? Just say, not that I think maybe we should. No, that it doesn't work that way. No, we do this based on something. Based, not I think maybe, but based on our policy, based on established standards. Do this. That's authority, friends. It doesn't have to be confident. It just has to be authoritative. I just wanted to. No. I am here to. Because just because you want it doesn't mean you're going to get it. Saying, I am here to do this, this, and that already establishes a fact that, hey, guess what? We're doing it. Instead of saying that this might be wrong, I'm not sure. Just say, hey, here's what we're going to do here. You see where I'm driving at? All of these things happen all the time. This last bit of soft language that I told you about, I hear it all the time. And no one responds well to it. One of the things that I do, and I have done for many decades at this point in time, oh gosh, I shudder to think that I've been doing this for close to 4 decades. I've been teaching CPR, basic life support, forever. And I do this as my duty. I feel obligated to do this, and I know that from firsthand experience that my classes led to lives saved. And I strongly encourage everyone to not just learn CPR, but also to become a CPR instructor, BLS instructor. You can do it with American Heart Association or American Red Cross. It's not as complicated as it once used to be, but help spread the word and get this done. But it's not about that. I just want to bring to your attention, those of you who have taken CPR before, there's always in CPR classes this story that I'm not sure how true the story is. I've been told that it's not quite as true as people presented it to me, but there was a story back from 1970s where a young woman in New York City was raped and beaten in front of her apartment building where a bunch of people were looking out the window, and no one did anything. No one called the police. And the young woman was screaming, help me, and nobody helped. And this is one of the stories that they use to train first responders. When you are asking for help, don't just yell, won't someone help me? Because if you do that, no one is going to come to help. Why? Not because people are bad and I don't want to help. They just think that somebody else is going to help. So what they teach first responders is this. Look a person directly in the eye or say, hey, you on a second floor window. Yeah, you. Call 911. You designate a person with authority. Okay, your authority. Say, you call 911. If you say, won't anyone call 911, not a single person will do it. And let this be a lesson that's true for everything. Can anyone take out the garbage, please? How many times has that happened at home? Could anyone finish this report? Is there anybody here by name? Anyone? No, there isn't. No, there isn't. Authority, my friends. A little bit more about CPR and about basic life support, whatever the case may be. Do you know why most people don't step up to help another person with CPR or the Heimlich maneuver? They don't do it because they're afraid they didn't memorize every step in the class. They think that if they have to do CPR on someone, they're going to screw up and get a step wrong. And then, oh my gosh, what will happen? And I explain to people, if you just show up, and we talked about just showing up, life is 80% showing up. If you just show up, you will remember how to do something. If no one else showed up and they're just standing there and the person's on the floor, dead, And only one person stepped up and said, I'm going to do some chest compressions. Yeah, I may not remember how many I have to do it, or how fast I have to do it, or how deep I have to compress somebody else's chest. But I'm here. I'm the only authority in these parts. I'm going to do it. And guess what? I'm right. And I'm going to tell that person who didn't move, even though they have the same CPR card in their pocket, but they didn't do anything. They're standing there paralyzed from fear. They're not going to do it. You designate them and say, you call 911. See, before people had to go find a payphone or something. Today, there's no payphone, but everybody has a phone with them. They will call 911. Tell them to stop videotaping, and making selfies next to somebody who's doing CPR out there. Designate them and have them call, hey, 911 now. That's authority, my friends. And you know what? Let me tell you something. You do a couple of rounds of chest compressions and a few rescue breaths, and guess what? You feel almost like a doctor. Imagine that. I hope I drove the point home. See, authority, friends, is not about personality. Confidence is about personality. Authority is about execution, just like I told you. You showed up and you started doing something. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to sound ready. Focus on your structure. Do the best that you can. Control your pace. Be intentional in your delivery, in your language, and over time, confidence will follow your action, not the other way around. Action first. Confidence second. That's how it works, my friends. And on that note, my dear listeners and career gurus, those of you going out there to do things, don't be afraid. Or, you know what? You can be afraid. Just show up. Step up to the plate and get something done. And guess what? It'll pay off. You'll be confident. You'll be authoritative. Heck, you'll be wealthier. We have reached the end of yet another exciting podcast. I can't wait to be back with you again. I can't wait to listen to or read more of your messages and suggestions and so on and so forth. And I am confident that we're going to do great things together. Career Guru signing off. God bless you all.
Well, friends and aspiring career gurus, this was fun. Thank you for tuning in. I feel enlightened, I feel empowered, and I'm feeling grateful that we spend time with you. For more information about Boston Career Institute, please visit our website, bostoncareer.org. Boston Career Institute has 3 campuses located in Brookline, Massachusetts, Malden, Massachusetts, and Lowell, Massachusetts. Call our toll-free number, 888-383-6058. For questions, comments, and or information about our podcast, email me at thecareerguru@bostoncareer.org. The Career Guru podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our website, bostoncareer.org, or wherever you stream your podcast. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your rating and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by PodPro Entertainment, The Career Guru lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. # The New Radio. Looking forward to seeing you soon. All the best to you. My name is Steve Yanofsky. I am the Career Guru. May God bless you. # Let's Career Up.